What is going on, guys? What is going on? Can you guys hear me? Testing 1 2. We got to get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. We got 20 plus in the house right now. 6 likes. We're kicking off this amazing stream post show for Summerslam, which just took place today, Sunday, August 3rd, and yesterday, August 2nd. You know, usually I do live watch alongs that we have some fun together. But that didn't happen because I got sick this past week. Believe it or not, I got really, really sick this past week to the point where it was really bad. It was dangerous at one point in time earlier this week. And, you know, maybe you guys thought that COVID ended. But COVID is still a thing. If you happen to get it, you'll know that it's still very much alive. I ended up shaving and everything because it was just so hot. I was sweating so much. I was just feeling so bad, unfortunately. And, you know, right now I can actually muster up enough energy to talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, and even review and, you know, discuss things. Just because I've been able to rest as much as I possibly could. And the worst part about it transitioned from being like crazy headache, bad, you know, aches everywhere, versus now what I have is like a nasty cough and still getting over some of the remains from being sick. But overall, I was able to still watch SummerSlam yesterday. I was able to watch SummerSlam today. And after what happened today, I said, you know what? I have to go live. It's crazy. We have to go live to talk about all of this. My beard doesn't fall off when I get sick, but I definitely shaved it off just because of how annoying everything felt, you know, with the heat, the humidity, and just the whole feeling. It was just really annoying. So yeah, I got ginger tea, I got honey, I got medicine. Overall, I'm feeling a lot better. Trust me, if I wasn't feeling up to the challenge, I wouldn't come on here to hang out with you guys. But this is a combination of me feeling better and everything that went on today with SummerSlam this weekend was just crazy. So let's start off with this great question by Hunter. Lex, do you think 2K will add Brock Lesnar to 2K25? Unfortunately, I do not think that Brock Lesnar will be added to 2K25 just because I'm sure the contract that Brock Lesnar signed or resumed or what have you is probably now taking into effect immediately, right? So this is something that 2K didn't prepare for. Now, is it possible that they can go ahead and have Brock Lesnar? Of course. I mean, I have the screenshot up on my you know, right here to the side. Brock Lesnar was in the game, you know, in 2K24. They could just port him over. It's an easy add-on, and of course they could do it, but money, licensing, and all of the above is probably going to be the reason why they'll just wait till 2K26 to all the legalities and all the extra behind-the-scenes stuff that we don't know about kind of fall into place. Thank you guys for the well wishes. Thank you guys for letting me know how glad you are that you see that I'm feeling better. I truly appreciate it, man. I really do. But enough about me. I just wanted to give you a little update in case you guys read on Discord or saw my video from Friday, because I was like shit there. And yeah, it was a little rough, but you know, we got through it and we're here now. So let's talk about what this means for WWE as a whole. The Beast Brock Lesnar he's an enigma, right? This is a guy that really did anything and everything a megastar can possibly do in the world of pro wrestling for as long as we can all remember, whether it was his early days that he quickly rose to the cream of the crop, or when he came back in 2012. It doesn't matter what era you plug Brock Lesnar in. This guy always he creates waves and an energy that is just very hard to replicate. Yes, a full lemon is good for health as well. Yes, I've been using all of that for sure. I actually have some tea there off to the side off camera that I forgot while I was setting up the stream. I was trying to rush and do all this, but so Brock Lesnar is good for business always. And for me, growing up at that time where Brock Lesnar came into play in the early 2000s, he was whooping on everyone that I loved, everyone that I enjoyed watching. He was very annoying. You know how people really hate Triple H for always becoming champion and always beating their favorite superstar and you know, pretty much stopping their favorite superstar from becoming better and a main eventer? Well, for me, I always felt that was Brock Lesnar to me, right? For the longest, he was just super annoying, and he really got to me. His character. Because when he left WWE to pursue UFC, I loved him. I followed him. He is actually responsible for the main reason why I even wanted to look at the UFC video game, why I bought the video game, why I got into UFC. Brock Lesnar is a very special athlete outside of pro wrestling. And in pro wrestling, this guy is a giant amongst men. We don't typically mention this guy when we're mentioning the Mount Rushmore and the greats of all time, but he is 100% there for sure. And you guys are probably thinking, why is Lex coming on here now all of a sudden, meat riding? Is it because Brock Lesnar has been gone long enough that we thought we'd never see him again and now we're happy to see him? What's the real reason that you feel this way, Lex? You're probably wondering that right now, because how many times haven't we been streaming WWE 2K25, playing the game, excited for the game, and everyone is obviously super on edge about Brock Lesnar not being in the game, because there's a lot of fans of Brock Lesnar out there that actually want to use him to destroy the roster. Every single year I get the same question: when's Brock Lesnar coming back? When are they going to add him into the game? Why haven't they added him? What's going on with Brock Lesnar? So Brock Lesnar is a beloved character, and there's a love-hate relationship within the wrestling community because he was always beating everyone. So that kind of puts us to where we're at today. He is gone from wrestling. We weren't going to get him anytime soon. There weren't any rumors about him going to any other company or even having any desire to ever wrestle again. I mean, we saw him with his family living that farm life and kind of keeping it low-key, right? In real life, Brock Lesnar is a very low-key, very much to himself kind of guy. He's not out there. He's not doing shit for the cameras. He does shit for himself and his family. That's all he cares about. And that's cool. That's cool. So he came back tonight. Brock Lesnar returned to WWE in 2025. And here's my post that I want to show you guys real quick. I'm going to put the screenshot that I shared. This was on Twitter. I put, at WWE, man, what a show. This was just the cherry on top. And you got Cowboy Brock Lesnar, my favorite version of the guy, donning his signature hat with his hair and beard looking rugged, looking like a modern cowboy ready to kick some real ass. And I'll tell you what, as sick as I have felt all week, ladies and gentlemen, as tired as I even feel right now, I actually feel exhausted just because of how sick I've been. Dude, I jumped out of my bed screaming with no voice, and I wish I would have recorded that reaction because I know it would have gone viral. It was so natural. Erica wanted to record me, but I was watching it in boxers, and she's like, I wanted to record you, but your ass was all out. Basically, I wasn't gonna put you out there like that. She didn't record, and I sat there and I called my boy Brian, and I said, dog, Brock Lesnar is back. This is crazy. I cannot believe it. We'll talk later some more. And then I ended up sending him a text. And I told him, dude, I always told people when they asked me, where's Brock Lesnar on WWE 2K? Let him right into the sunset. Leave him alone. He's had his time in the sun. He's cool. Like, yeah, he's all right. But I didn't even know myself, like me as a wrestling fan, as a viewer, as just a person. I didn't know how big of a fan I was till right then and there in real time. And Erica couldn't even hear the theme song because I was going crazy. Like, I had the TV like really, really loud to feel like I was there in the mix. But I was just, bro, I almost fell. When I tell you that I was watching the show laying down, like, I was pretty tense watching the show laying down like we're watching a main event fight. And I'm talking about not the actual Cody and Cena match, which we'll talk about that in a second. I'm actually talking about just Cena's celebration turning into Brock Lesnar's return. When the music hit and I saw the Titatron light up, I went from watching it tense like this to seeing Cena and being emotional to literally like Iron Man. You know how Iron Man puts his arms down to like blast off? I did the Iron Man and I just catapulted myself out of the bed out of nowhere with this jolt of energy. On one leg too, because I almost tripped falling forward and I was panicking, nervous, looking for my phone to make sure I could reach my phone to call my boy. And Erica's looking at me and she's like, what the hell? Like, you know, we were both just so stunned. And it was one of those moments that once it kind of settled down, right? Again, guys, I had no cameras. I didn't live stream. I've been sick. I've told you guys this plenty because in that moment, I realized I am a bigger Brock Lesnar fan than I ever cared to admit or even think. And I just said, my goodness, when Brock Lesnar came back in 2012, that was the night after WrestleMania. I was actually in attendance at that Monday Night Raw. I had missed work to be there. And you know, I acted like I've never acted. I've told you guys, for those that have been watching me long enough, know that when I go to shows, like I'll cheer, I'll clap, I'll mainly stand and just soak it all in, and I'll never move from my chair. But when Brock Lesnar came back in 2012, I reacted like a freaking super crazy fan too. And I remember dabbing everybody up. Yo, Brock Lesnar's back. At that point in time, I was like, Vince McMahon brought Brock Lesnar back. This is crazy. Brock Lesnar was in UFC. He was retired. He wasn't going to come to pro wrestling anymore. And I was just dabbing everybody. We were all like, damn, they really brought Brock Lesnar back. Today, it was the same exact energy, but at home, because I didn't go to the show and I wasn't live with you guys, so I didn't get to share that moment with you guys, and I'm sharing it with you now. That's why I'm doing the whole build-up and the storytelling, because now I'm like, yo, Brock Lesnar, like Triple H and TKO, everybody, they brought this guy back with all the shit that was going on outside and the risk. You know, this is a polarizing figure. And I love that the main excuse to bringing him back is obviously who? John Cena. And John Cena, on his way out, is facing every single person we want him to face. Because when Cody came back to WWE, didn't we say for the longest, oh man, I would sure love to see John Cena and Cody Rhodes go toe-to-toe. When Roman Reigns was on top, man, I would really like to see the Tribal Chief versus John Cena. You know, and then now, I was like, I would sure love to see Randy Orton and John Cena go toe-to-toe one more time. And throughout all that little run, we were like, what a shame that Brock Lesnar's not here, man. It would have been real nice to see John Cena and Brock Lesnar kind of have a moment where they cross paths again. That would be real cool because it's John Cena's final moment. So I'm like, nah, we ran out of time. Brock Lesnar's not there. It's just not going to happen. John Cena's going to be gone in you know, now it's going to be like, what, less than 4 months. There's not that many shows left. Yeah, he's gone. And there's just no way Brock Lesnar's going to ever interact with Cena, because Cena said that if it's not right now in 2025, he's not coming back for anybody ever in the future, because he's ready to call it quits. So it was the same kind of return in 2012, now in 2025. Obviously, the gap of how long he was gone is not the same. Remember, Brock Lesnar faced Roman Reigns at that SummerSlam for the titles and all that. So we had that whole Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, one of the greats, you know, that whole feud that they had. So, you know, I just felt for a long time like it was impossible. And for them to have closed out the weekend, at the end of the day, the way I see it is that for them to have closed out the weekend, as great as it already was, in my opinion, with Brock Lesnar's return, that shit just took this to the next. Like, I thought maybe The Rock could have thrown a wrench in all of this and come out, right, to be pissed off that John Cena said on Friday that, you know, he got abandoned. I thought maybe we could see The Rock and Cena again, because they kind of teased it at the WrestleMania when Cena and The Rock looked at each other at WrestleMania 40, but it felt like CM Punk pop. No, yeah, that it was really sickening. Like, it was crazy. It was kind of the Cena return at the 08 Rumble for me. I was shocked and popped because I didn't see it coming. Then it dawned on me. The stuff got reported for. I kind of felt weird about it. Yeah, like all the stuff that went on, like the real life stuff you're saying. The Gunther blade, man. So yeah, we'll talk about that now too, straight edge. So guys, I talked about Brock Lesnar because I know it's the main headline. I know it's what everyone wants to talk about. So I wanted to kind of open up the conversation with Brock Lesnar. We'll circle back to that right now, but we're gonna jump all over the place with all the stuff that we saw this weekend, because it was a big weekend overall. So what I'm going to do is actually gonna do a poll real quick, okay? And you guys are gonna get to pick which match we talk about first. I'm gonna put 4 matches. So we could do, since it was the last match that just happened right now, we could do Cody versus Cena. We could do Punk versus Gunther. Hold on, I'm literally writing it into the poll here. We could do women's triple threat. We could do that one, and we'll talk about most of them, but these are like the major bullet points that we could talk about. And we could talk about tag match TLC. I'll put tag TLC match. We could talk. So vote right now in the comments for you to select what we talk about right now to kick off this SummerSlam post-show discussion. The voting has begun. It's Cody versus Cena, Punk versus Gunther, women's triple threat, tag TLC match. So while we wait for like, I'll give it like about a minute or two. That way we could see which direction you guys want to go. In about a minute or two, I'll cut it off and then we'll start with the conversation like that. But I did want to mention that I love that WWE had Team 3D and the Hardys in attendance for that TLC match. This was so cool that they were honoring the past and the anniversary for that match, because, you know, that's the way it should be, in my opinion. You shouldn't avoid talking about someone just because they're in another company. Could we now get Gunther versus Brock? For sure. Dang, Lex, this is tough. It is tough. That's why I wanted you guys to pick. Alright, so about a minute has passed by. I'll end the voting. We'll start off with Cody versus Cena, and then we'll talk about Punk versus Gunther. We'll start talking about both of the main events, kicking it off with Cody versus Cena. So here's the thing about the Cody versus Cena match. I thought for a second that Cena's promo from SmackDown was a load of bullshit, right? I thought that he was trying to act like he was going to go back to being his old self, you know, John Cena superhero and all that. I thought he was just doing that to kind of throw a curveball, if you will, and to kind of throw us off from whatever he was going to actually do in the street fight. That's how I felt about the whole ordeal. Did I ever believe that Cena was truthful? I had mixed feelings because I just felt like he was going to do whatever it took to win the title, even if it meant doing something bad again. But he didn't. Instead, we got a Super Cena versus a Super Cody. And it's amazing that the awareness level and the storytelling within the match was so freaking awesome that they were hyper aware of the fact that we've called him Super Cena and that he has been labeled that for so many years, as even the announcers acknowledged the Superman strength. And Cody was matching him, even leading the way throughout the match for the most part. Every time Cena grabbed a chair, so did Cody. Every time Cena was going to go for a weapon, so was Cody. Every time Cena thought about a certain big move, so was Cody. Like, Cody was just already there, ready to retaliate. Ugh, running out of gas here. But yeah, it was just crazy to see them slowly make their way through the, through the greatest hits, but also take us through certain avenues that I honestly didn't know that John Cena was actually capable of still doing that, considering the matches that he's had now in his run, especially while still being an actor in Hollywood. You don't want to get hurt, you don't want to cut and get injured. So I just didn't really see that match ever going the distance. And it had like, when you go to or you've seen or heard about a house show having a barn burner, they went all out. Like you mentioned, straight edge, the elevator spot when they went under the stage with the lighting and the camera shots, it was just beautiful. Beautiful execution. What up, Jake? I'm excited about Brock being back as well. It was such a well-crafted match, from in-ring action to outside the ring. It felt at the start of the match like it wasn't going to be a full-blown street fight. Boy, was I wrong. They fought everywhere. They went to the crowd. They made it feel legit, and you could tell how John Cena, being hyper aware and very much in the moment, was looking at the camera and the crowd like for acknowledgement, like look, like he did the is it the Canadian Destroyer that he did, or somewhat like that, like the sunset flip or something, like, you know what I'm talking about, that flip that he did outside by the commentary table, that it's that the Bunny Destroyer that Bad Bunny did as well. Like he did one of those destroyer moves, and I was like, damn, Cena, you didn't have to come out here and do all that shit. What up, Julian? The Pop Rocks, basically, yes. And at this age to do that still, oh my goodness, that was crazy. And Cody was just right there going neck and neck, and even doing a little bit more than Cena was, because let's face it, Cody's younger, he's wrestling every week, just about every day. Cena is on his way out, so the fact that Cena every so often was doing some crazy move and Cody was also not just matching but excelling, it was beautiful, man. It was like, wow, young man, this here is the moment where the torch gets passed on, and it felt like that. They made it that. Cena was 100% aura farming, no doubt about it. They were farming throughout that match for a good bit. The storyline between Cody and Cena was a farm session, because we wouldn't get this crazy of a match where they have to go all out if they weren't really bothered about what happened at WrestleMania. They were really, you could tell that they were really bothered about what happened at WrestleMania. Code Red. Roxanne just called it Pac Rocks. All right, the Code Red. I thought it was a destroyer because I thought it was like the Bunny Destroyer. So I thought it was just a different name for the Canadian Destroyer. And Paul Battle, you're saying where's the Brock DLC? It's all about the money. It's all about the contract. You know, we don't know what's what right now. I just thought that how we got here was a little rocky, right? Some of the promos didn't really hit. Some of the decisions behind behind John Cena's heel run wasn't entirely what I would have pictured. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It was very much in tone with the character that is realistic in 2025 for a guy like Cena. But when he puts them on their head and not on their back. Oh, I thought he did put him on his head. I got you. So whatever. Point is, that match to me didn't just deliver. They over-delivered. That was, for me, if I'm going to do any star ratings for that match, it would be nothing less than 5. It was such a great experience as a fan. I ate it all up. I didn't want it to end. Even when it ended, it was so like emotional. It was all the feelings that I wanted to feel. Now, Cody didn't go full heel, but you saw Cody pretty much showcase that he was going to do whatever it takes to win the match. No matter the cost, he was always going to do whatever needed to get done. That story was very visible. It was the whole purpose of the build and how we got here. And they executed it really, really well. And this match right here, folks, goes to show you that while it was cool to see Gunther bleed the way he did yesterday, because it added a layer to their match with CM Punk and Gunther, which we're going to talk about that one here in a second. John Cena and Cody didn't bleed tonight. You don't always have to bleed. The body, the marks, the sweat, the facial expressions, that tells a story on its own. I don't want to feel like every single match calls for it. You know, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, that match could have been a snoozer easily. We were all out of it. I saw people on Discord even telling me that it was a piss break. And that match was good too. No blood. And this is not comparing to AEW. I'm talking about WWE here because they did do the blading spot yesterday, which we're gonna go over. I truly believe that John Cena and Cody Rhodes is up there as one of the better matches in recent memory at SummerSlam, along with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar that had the tractor. Now, the crazy part is that both matches were kind of like no holds barred, no disqualification. So it's kind of hard and biased for other matches to have that kind of recognition. But I'm talking about just as a viewer, not overanalyzing it, just a fun, exciting match that really had me going. I was very much invested. Now, you're asking me about Cody because he won the Undisputed Belt. What's next for him? Well, most certainly it's not Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar went after Cena. Cody is now going to be, yet again, in a spot where it doesn't feel clear as to who is going to be the big next arc in his story. Could it be Randy Orton? It's all good, leader, no problem. Could it be Randy Orton? Is Kevin Owens on the verge of coming back? Is Drew McIntyre now an option because he's on SmackDown and like the title picture's wide open and Drew McIntyre has kind of just pretty much cemented himself as a bona fide main eventer top guy. So like that could be an option. I don't see LA Knight yet because he is too good of a guy, and so is Cody, and that's a get nowhere feud. You need something to anchor this championship, drama for Cody Rhodes. There needs to be a little tug of war here, and I don't think LA Knight is gonna be the one to create that tug of war. I think that LA Knight, if he does fight Cody soon, it'll be just to fold, and I don't want him to just fold. I think LA Knight needs to move to Monday Night Raw, if I'm honest with you, and I think he needs to go for the Intercontinental belt and eventually for the world title, and he'll be all right. You guys maybe don't see the vision right now. You guys probably feel like WWE doesn't care about LA Knight. That couldn't be further from the truth. But what they do need is to change him from... we saw him feud with the guys from Seth Rollins' group. We saw how well and the chemistry that LA Knight and Seth Rollins had in their match at Saturday night's main event. They could go toe-to-toe in the future. So yeah, I think LA Knight is very much the perfect option for a trade to Monday Night Raw. And for Cody Rhodes, I would venture to say that we could see Randy or Drew McIntyre. I also want to see what's going to happen with Damian Priest. Is he going to go and be a heel now? Like, who's going to be the next person to step up? That was one heck of a surprise. Even Michael Cole said, holy shit. Yeah, he did. LA Knight should face Seth in Paris. You're right. You're right. Exactly. The two people flying around for a Royal Rumble is CM Punk and Sami Zayn. I hope it's not Sami Zayn. I wouldn't want him to win. I don't really care for him to win, honestly. But it is what it is if he does. I mean, he deserves it. But for me, it's not like on the top of my list. So, next match that was voted for us to talk about. We already talked about Brock Lesnar. We talked about Cody Rhodes and Cena. We'll talk about Brock Lesnar again in a little bit. We'll talk now more about Punk versus Gunther. So, Punk versus Gunther. This was a very good paced match in my opinion. Feeling a little better, leader. I'm feeling good enough to be here talking, but I actually got to get my drink that I have it just on the other side of my monitor here in just a second. Now, you don't got to apologize for the... Penta could go to SmackDown, LA Knight to Raw. I agree with that move, Golden. You're right. So, yeah, we'll talk about Cross and Sammy briefly because there's not much to say about that. Your birthday's in 1 hour. Well, everyone, if you can, wish Straight Edge a happy birthday here in just a little bit. He's going to be celebrating his birthday soon. So, CM Punk and Gunther was exactly what it needed to be for CM Punk's age, pace, and his style. Gunther could wrestle with literally anyone. Anyone. He wrestled Goldberg at Saturday night's main event and actually had a real 15-minute match with the guy and put the guy over, as old and as stiff as Goldberg was. So Gunther has proven time in and time out that he is the guy. He is amazing. Now, did it have all the fireworks, the high flying, the big crazy spots? Obviously, that's not what it was going to be. It was going to be more technical. And I felt like Gunther and CM Punk matched up really well. I don't know if you guys feel the same about the CM Punk Gunther match, but I felt like it was a worthy main event, and it had me believing in the route they took, with Gunther taking advantage of his age and his power and his height, and CM Punk struggling to keep up and to stay on board, but CM Punk with the never say die attitude and the commentators putting that over as well, you saw him kind of hanging in there just enough to try to take a crack at Gunther at the right time. And that time came in at the end when Gunther got a little too cocky after going on a run. Gunther goes on the table, makes a rookie mistake, and CM Punk takes advantage. And I love that story especially when it showed Gunther as a very strong champion once again. It showed CM Punk as a very capable challenger, fighting that uphill battle and overcoming the odds. But here's the problem that I have. I was building towards it. The problem that I had was fairly simple, guys. I understand that bleeding in this match was necessary for the simple reason that Gunther was just annihilating Punk for a good bit. He went on a run, and they were selling that run, but CM Punk was just pulling through just enough, and Gunther took a spill. I don't like when they, you're gonna sell something. That is very different from a lie. They lied. When Gunther took a spill, it was a bad spill as is. They could have just generalized and said, oh my God, Gunther fell so bad, so rough. He took a lot of damage there on that hit. He could have a concussion. You know, they could have played it off like that. Instead, Michael Cole over-exaggerated. Oh my God, I think Gunther hit his head on one of our monitors. Gunther hit his head on one of our monitors. They showed the replay of when Gunther fell. First and foremost, the monitors are freaking tablets. They're not even actual squares anymore. Like back in the day, they're like little LED screens now. So no, it wasn't a one of the old TVs. And he fell in a way where he covered just enough so you couldn't really see what he got hit with, but he looked like he got real bamboozled by the table. But then they showed the side angle of when he fell. You could see that he tucked himself under the ring, and I lost the element of surprise in that moment. I lost the element of being it. Yes, it was a great moment. Yes, it was. I don't want to deny that. But he went under the table in the replay. You could see him go under the table. And the way he fell, he didn't fall on top of no damn monitor, because there was no damn monitor on top of the table to begin with. So how the hell are you going to say that he hit his head on a monitor so much to exaggerate it? Especially when CM Punk is just catching his breath by the ring, and the camera angles were zooming into his face, and then the replay. And it just felt awkward. It felt like they were obviously hiding some shit. Because then Gunther comes out from being tucked super inside under the table. And I know I'm overanalyzing the moment, but it's because I've blamed TNA, AEW, and WWE when they've done this in the past, and they did it again. I don't like when anyone does that shit as obvious as it does. And the people at the replay center, the truck at the back, they should have freaking edited that shit better for when Gunther fell over in that scene. They cut it right when he fell into the next camera angle, because that other camera angle that they showed the other side of the table, you could see him tuck under. It was just too obvious. It was bad. The replay made it look bad. It made it look really, really horrible. And I also blame Gunther. You know why? Because he was so nervous to get the cut that he rushed. He didn't want anyone to see him with his face and stuff. Must have been the ghost monitor from the past. Exactly. So, guys, I understand we gotta get to the spots. We gotta get to our things. But Triple H said it in that show, Unreal. You gotta let it breathe. He felt like this is the table, right? This is the table. This is the camera angle. He fell, and you could see when he fell, this is his head. He fell, and he immediately rushed under the table. Dude, fall to the ground, topple over, and then crawl when the camera, he doesn't know. To be fair, Gunther's not aware of what camera's looking at him on live television or on the big jumbo screen. That's up to the director and producer, because the camera guy is going to still be in front of him regardless. It's actually up to the people in the back to make sure that they don't show that shit. But I think it was one of those things that if Gunther would have just, fallen over just a little bit, and waited a second, Then he could have gone under, done his thing, boom. So I'm done overanalyzing that shit. I hate overanalyzing wrestling. We do it sometimes too much, and it takes away the beauty of the moment and the excitement of what we watched and enjoyed. So I will say that I loved the match overall. Now after seeing Cena versus... it was a different kind of match. The Cena and Cody was a street fight. That was more technical. I would say that the Gunther and CM Punk match was just about a 5-star. It was maybe just under, maybe 4.5, 4.75. I don't know, some stupid shit like that. It was right under the Cody and Cena match. The Cody and Cena match was better. But the Gunther and CM Punk match was right, you know, just right under it. It was really, really cool to see that Punk had the Fantastic Four colors. I liked that. I liked his gear a lot. And I saw somebody created it already on Twitter. I really enjoyed the match and the moment. So now let's get to the freaking moment I'm dying to talk about, damn it. Let's get to the moment I am dying to talk about. I'm going to pull it up on my screen. And I'll pause it because I don't want to get copywritten. You know how that goes, guys. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This was literally me. Shout out to Zero who posted this, because this was literally me, okay? This was me while watching. I wish, again, I would have recorded and I would have been streaming with you guys. This was the perfect weekend to stream wrestling, man. Seth Rollins came out. I'm like, oh, why is he here? Whatever, cool. Okay, Seth. Whatever, fine. He then walks away, and Michael Cole is like, oh, he's just here to remind us. When he stopped near the freaking Tron, even talking about it, man, I get goosebumps thinking of the feeling, and just, I saw it over and over and over. Bro, that moment where he gets close to the Tron, and he's gonna walk away, and he stops and doesn't walk away, was just so freaking beautiful. My goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful moment. Let me see if I could find the damn video. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me see. I must have given it a like. Or something. Let me see. I must have posted it. Alright, here, I got it. Here it is. So this moment that you see right here, like, look. Hold on, look. Let me see if it allows me to even press play. It might not let me. So yeah, it was that moment. I love so much that he was about to get to the ramp. I love the transition between the colors as well. From the fire, he drops the sticks and his name. Like, come on, look at that, guys. Look at that. And then he turns around, and you're still wondering if he's going to be able to make it or not. And he goes to take off the freaking strap. Oh my God. I lost it. I lost it. When he did that, that was hands down one of the greatest cash-ins. There's a difference between something being super predictable and something being done really, really well. I said in my YouTube video and leading up to that, what if he faked his injury? We all thought Seth Rollins is the perfect guy to freaking lie about an injury. But considering he was gone from TV, considering that, you know, they were carrying on without him, Becky Lynch talked about it. They did podcasts and shows. He said that he was bummed out, but that he was going to be back before WrestleMania, and he was going to be able to spend time with his family. He sold it. Sold it just enough to make us doubt. And the fact that they've never really done that exactly, it was so refreshing to feel like we honestly didn't know. Was it his best cash-in? I think his best cash-in, you got to look at context. I think the best cash-in, because of what the fans really, really felt anxious for, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were having a crazy match where Roman Reigns was finally going to be champion and everybody was going to be done with Brock Lesnar. Everybody was sick of it. When he cashed in on them and he actually pinned Roman Reigns and took the belt from him, that was arguably the best one. But this is very close. It's one of the greatest cash-ins of all time for sure, regardless of what you want to compare it to. It was just so well put together. Saw it coming when Seth did that. I know a bit about the ACL injuries. Again, man, you know, yes, we could have predicted it in the sense of, like, you know, you throw enough darts, you're going to be able to land and stick the landing on a few of them. So I talked about the possibility of it being fake, but you don't know until it is or isn't happening. And it happened. And the way they did it was very cool, because he didn't just show up and run out with his gear. He came out in street clothes. He came out faking it to the last second, and then he went to the ring, and that really is what set the bar. The cash-in was done so beautifully well. T-Bone says, bro, I had my pops watch the main event only for the hopes of Brock's returning tonight. Fun night. Really? What made you think Brock Lesnar was going to return? That's crazy. Seth pulled the Kevin Nash. I love when people fake injuries. Bret Hart did it. Vince McMahon had done it. Kevin Nash had done it. CM Punk had done it. There's been so many fake injury moments before. I love when they're done beautifully, like yesterday's execution. You know, I honestly started to believe he was hurt. Not a fan that Punk was ready to fight, though. Oh, I got you. Like, Punk was ready to fight him when he came in. I mean, look, I like when they tease whether the guy's gonna cash in or the girl's gonna cash in or not. Like, I like when there's a power struggle. I don't like when people get cashed in on and they just fold and they lose the belt right away. I like when there's like a little, oh my God, what if the cash in is not successful, you know? So I like that they teased it. Cody turning heel would have felt way too soon. I think that I agree with him turning heel. Cody does not need to go heel yet. They teased it enough. Keep it moving, bro. Don't freaking... One thing that I always say about when I'm talking about like what fans cry about online, whether it be, you know, when I'm talking about Tony Khan, I want Tony Khan to do what Tony Khan wants to do with his team. I want Triple H to do what he wants to do with his team. I want the TNA creators to do what they want to do with their team. I don't want them to solely do things based on feedback. Like, I know everyone wanted Jon Moxley to lose the belt, but when I went to the show, I wasn't even mad that Jon Moxley was still champ. I wasn't even mad that Jon Moxley retained at one of the other pay-per-views that we had seen. And when he finally lost it, it really meant something, and it was really, really cool to see. So for me, it's like, I don't always want to get what I want every single time. I don't want to always predict what I want or what I hope for, because I want to be able to watch what they want to create to entertain me. I am still watching this very much as a viewer that wants to be entertained. I don't want to be right. I don't want to know the secrets. I don't want to know everything. I want to be surprised. I want to live in the moment, and I want to watch the show as a person that is looking at the match from bell to bell with no outside noise. So that's what I take into consideration when I'm expecting something or I'm looking for something in any of these, you know, title reigns, whether it be the Jon Moxley reign that people criticize, whether it be the critical Cody Rhodes and then now people wanting him heel, whether it be Brock Lesnar back then or Brock Lesnar, like when Brock Lesnar came in and he got shoehorned into that Money in the Bank, dude, that's an awful idea because he wasn't even in that match, it wasn't even in story, but the moment was huge. And I'm sometimes a sucker for the moment, and I'll say this: if you can catch me off guard just enough to suspend my disbelief or my beliefs in general, I will appreciate that over being right or wrong or any of that nonsense. Because I just want to be entertained. That's it. Easy as that. I'm a viewer. I'm a spectator. I'm not a writer. I'm not a WWE producer. I'm a fantasy booker, just like everyone else. We book our own thoughts and we think that things should, go left, right, forward, down, up, whatever. But I am okay with seeing where they want to go. So please, WWE, don't turn Cody just because people are crying about it. Look, people booed the shit out of Cody. When the match was at its peak, Cody was getting booed. He won and he was celebrated. Imagine if mid-match they said, "Oh man, this crowd is hating on Cody. Now is the time for Cody to go heel." Exactly, John. I don't work at gorilla position. I don't act like I work in gorilla position. I know my place in the mix. I want to be entertained. And we could be critical. I'm critical about the way Gunther bladed. Maybe he didn't even blade. Maybe he just splashed himself with a little bit of sauce. What up, GTS? Punk's reign was shorter than Drew's. It was. It actually was, because I saw the cash in today in the morning just to revisit the WrestleMania 40 cash in. That was such a beautiful cash in. That Damian Priest cash in was beautiful. I really liked it a lot. Stephanie McMahon sat next to Oompa. Who's that, John? Austin Theory holds the record for failed cash-ins. Austin Theory, I saw his cash-in. That shit was awful. That cash-in was booked poorly. I don't know what they were thinking. Kane never cashed in Money in the Bank for the ECW title. What? Do you think they'll add Brock Lesnar in 25? No. No. I am feeling a little better. I'm feeling a little better, but I actually got to get something to drink just to clear my throat. But overall, are you guys feeling satisfied with John Cena's title reign? Let me know in the comments. Are you satisfied with John Cena's title reign? Or how about Gunther? You could talk about Gunther's title reign as well. You said stay here. I'm here, man. I had to get my tea that I had here on the side. I had some iced tea. There's another PLE. Clash in Paris is going to be crazy. I've seen 3 2K developers that are there. That wasn't any Money in the Bank. He won a pre-show battle royale and got an ECW match for it. Oh. All right, so we talked about the 2 main events. I hope you guys are satisfied with those conversations. Leader brought up, let's talk about the TLC match. Let's talk about that TLC match. So the TLC match tonight. Did it live up to the... Did the TLC live up to the epicness of the Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian? Look, that trio tag match was the reason why that match became so popular, and it was like groundbreaking. So no, this match today wasn't groundbreaking. I preferred the first one on SmackDown 2 that had less people, it was less convoluted. But I appreciate the fact that in this particular match, what did I say earlier about Gunther having to allow the moment to breathe before he went to go blade? The match wasn't rushed. They weren't rushed. They all had moments to shine, and my goodness, there was an army of wrestlers out there. They had the corner spots ready with the tables. They had ladder spots. They had interferences from different teams. They had, Candice going through the ladder. They had B-Fab there. They had the whole Wyatt Six. Like, everyone was involved in that match. And for that, I commend them, salute them, and honestly, that made the match feel even more special. It gave everyone something to do, somewhere to be, and an interaction that made those spots memorable. Holy snap, Candice going through that ladder because Johnny tipped it over was amazing. That was just so amazing to me. I was totally stunned and loving the moment. I even posted it on Twitter. My post on Twitter was a little SpongeBob reference because it reminded me of the crab scene here with the, when she fell on the ladder. It was just so hilarious that everyone came out and was going through all these tables and flying bodies. It was just crazy. It was crazy. What up, Trout? I know you're happy. Or should I say Cody? Casting with Cody. It was just a rapid fire spot that was beautifully done. It was so cool, man. I thought she broke her hip or something too. So that match, it was a lot of fun, a lot of spots, a lot of freaking cheese, man. Lots of cheese. Good job to WWE and the performers for allowing us to digest everything. Because, sometimes those ladder matches, they get rushed because they don't have much time and there's a lot of tag teams and all that. There's a lot of people on screen and they rush, and they make, they botch stuff. And luckily, not many or any botches from what I remember. And it was just beautiful. You're asking me if Brock Lesnar's going to be at 2K26? I'm not sure. I don't work for 2K Sports. I'm pretty sure that if he's back in WWE, he's going to be back in the game sooner rather than later. Because Brock Lesnar prints cash. Everyone's going to be hitting up 2K now for that Brock Lesnar to get unlocked. So I was feeling AJ's attire was the best one from the weekend. I loved AJ's attire because of Eddie Guerrero stuff too. The only botch I noticed was Gacy. Oh, yeah. Gacy did have a little spot. The Rey Fenix jumping on Andrade was beautiful, where he almost grabbed the freaking the belt. That was crazy. The flip that he did to Uncle Howdy was crazy too. The missed spear and Ciampa was hanging from the top, and Ciampa was doing like the acrobatic, self-help. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. All the woke people are crying. What do you mean, Wizard? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? What up, Cindy Sin? What's up, my boy? Look, that match was fire. I don't know what else to say. That TLC match, Lex, what's the score for the TLC match? Oh my God, leader, that upside down kick was beautiful. That upside down kick was disgusting. I wish I could put clips on the freaking screen so I don't, but I'll get copywritten, bro. That was such a nasty spot. I'm going to tell y'all right now, SmackDown, that tag division on SmackDown, I've been telling you guys when we've talked about it on stream, and you guys, I don't remember what you have replied to me, but I've told you guys that tag team division on SmackDown has been killing it. When people talk about the tag division and WWE being weak and all that stuff, I always tell them, bro, SmackDown's been doing good with the tag team. Their tag team wrestling has been... Their tag teams on SmackDown are dominating all of WWE. Raw's tag team division is non-existent. And that's why I was so pissed at WrestleMania when they didn't get that match. But then they got the time that they needed on SmackDown, so I appreciated that. But I was like, damn, these people deserve to have put that same exact match on in WrestleMania. I am definitely not 100%, man. My throat, after this, I'm going to have to take some cough syrup. Raw needs to step it up from the writing to the tag teams to like, because all Raw really has is what? New Day and the Raiders, the Viking Raiders. SmackDown's tag team division is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So that match, I don't want to be a cheesehead, but what am I going to give it other than 5 stars, bro? That shit hit the spot for me. That shit was like when you crave some cheese, you want that grilled cheese, you crave it. That was the craving. And then the Wyatt 6 winning, was it the route I would have taken? Halloween's coming up. They're doing the Horror Nights. They are promoting the movie Weapons. It is what it is, you know. It was their time to win. Good for them to have a moment. They're trying to build them back up after, you know, kind of suckering them around for a while and the injuries. So that match was awesome. What's the next match that I had on the list? How about that women's triple threat match? I know that you guys are probably going to say that the one from WrestleMania with Bianca Belair was better, but how about Naomi? How about Naomi? Tell me. I wanted everyone to win pretty much, leader. How about Naomi? Tell me something about that triple threat: Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. The entrance with her dad. You wanted Motor City to win? That's a good team to see win. She dropping it to Stephanie? I hope not. Naomi needs to keep winning. Loving what she's doing. Her persona fits perfect. Thank you. Yeah, the guitar was awesome, bro. I wouldn't mind Legado del Fantasma going to Raw. They're crazy good. They are, but they wouldn't be doing a whole lot. They wouldn't be doing a whole lot. Man, I'll tell you though, that triple threat with the women was awesome. They killed it. They did really, really good. They did really, really good. That match, all right. Oh, you guys wanted to talk about Cross versus Sami Zayn. I think Cross should have had that one. Cross should have won. I don't know who decided to book that match. I don't know. Like, I don't know. How do you feel about Mr. Iguana tag team? I didn't watch it. Yeah, Naomi was awesome. Naomi was awesome. Cross and Sammy was a stinker. The match was all right. It was whatever. It wasn't like, that was like that match. You know what's funny? That was the equivalent of like Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch to me. But the Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch match was actually really good. And you know, it's not Cross's fault. I know it's not Sammy's fault. There's just not a whole lot going on there that we could really find interesting anymore. And that's the problem with that. That's the problem. It's not because they're trash, because come on, we know that they're all good, guys. You think you saying he should go back to TNA, but why? I don't think it's Cross's fault. You think it's a Cross situation? He should have, exactly. Cross should have won. They were chanting for him. I thought Cross should have won too. I don't know why they can't just put him over, bro. Like, I don't know what the big deal is. They have such a hard time just allowing Cross to go over easy, man. He's got the look. He's got the character. I don't know what we're waiting for. I really don't know what we're waiting for. I don't know what else they can expect. Sorry. I don't know what else they can expect from this story. And what is Sami Zayn? What did Sami Zayn gain from this? Please, someone explain. What did Sami Zayn? What did he gain? I didn't see him gain shit. I thought he was Triple H's guy in NXT. I thought so too. Win, I get that part, I guess. Sorry, I was trying to get the gameplay up on the screen for you guys. I was trying to get the little Brock Lesnar capture here while we were talking. Yeah, it's annoying that they don't want to put crossover once and for all. It's really like, come on, what are you waiting for? What are you gonna do next that is gonna be the right time for him to go over? It doesn't make any sense. It's really a missed opportunity. I don't think Karrion Kross is dropping the ball. I don't see Sami Zayn really doing a whole lot of anything with this victory in his back pocket. He just ordered his new shirt. Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. I haven't seen his new shirt yet. BJ, you got a good ass wrestling shirt collection, huh? Can at least give him an IC title run or feud? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I want to talk about another match that that didn't hit the spot for me because, you know, not everything was sunshine and rainbows, but how about that Jade Tiffany Stratton match? Brock got 3 new shirts? Really? How did I get earlier footage from 2K26? Oh, man. Sammy and Cross probably wrestling in Paris? Hopefully, but I don't know. Jade should have won. That match was short, and yeah, they just snuffed Jade. They snuffed Jade, I feel. Face Cena is back for real. Yeah, he's back for real. They teased that he might have not been, but so my biggest letdowns of the weekend for sure: Tiffany Stratton, Jade, Sammy, and Cross. That was another letdown for me. I also honestly feel like the AJ Styles and Dom Mysterio match was kind of like a get nowhere conversation too, even though they had like a lot of the Eddie Guerrero stuff, and it's a big win for Dom Mysterio, especially going into Triple Mania. I feel like AJ Styles should be doing a little bit more. I didn't feel like the steel cage was a letdown. I think you're probably saying that because I know people were predicting that they were going to get a debut. They were going to get... Jacob was supposed to get some help. But I don't mind that Jacob didn't get more than just Jimmy. My problem with the cage match is I felt like that spot that he did from the top of the cage would have been better if it was done within the match, not after the match. And the Bloodline helping Solo win, it just felt kind of safe. They just played it safe. They want to keep the Jacob Fatu train rolling, and they don't want to like have him become two-time US champ already. It wasn't a great match. It wasn't a great match because not because they didn't do anything, but because it felt rushed. You don't like cage matches? I like cage matches. I like when they climb out. And I was glad that Solo was using the door to climb out, but I just thought it just felt cheap. That's why you guys probably agree that it wasn't all that great. Oh yeah, a lot of people thought that was a work, which is what they were trying to do. Christian, you're right. Not a fan of the BS interference. It's getting old. Yeah. It just felt safe. They played it really safe. It felt short. But I will say this: out of Jade Cargill's match, out of the AJ Styles match, even though that match had some nice spots, the Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross, and the cage match, I like the cage match best out of those. I enjoyed that one. And it's hard because the AJ Styles match was a good match too in terms of like the Eddie Guerrero references was, but I'm tired of the Eddie Guerrero references already. Oh, we could talk about that Jelly Roll match. That shit was surprisingly a banger. Please tell me you guys agree. I'm gonna wait till you guys answer. I'm gonna read the chat. I'm gonna wait till you guys answer. I want to see what you guys have to say about that Jelly Roll match. Jelly Roll showed me something Saturday night. Was this Cena's best match in his retirement matches so far? This one and the Randy Orton match are the two that I like. Jelly took that and saved Frog Splash. I respect him. 100% it was. The Jelly Roll match was awesome. Jelly Roll's not an outsider no more. Yeah. Jelly ate it during the table spot. Got exactly. That match was so much fun. I was not looking forward to that match at all. Just like I typically don't look forward to those kinds of matches. Lex, you didn't like Cena's Punk? Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot they fought. You're right. That was a good match. The one in Saudi Arabia. That shit was a banger. Jelly Roll has it, and I'll tell you what it is. He's talented in music for sure, but he has heart. And when you have that heart and commitment, and you're as passionate as he has shown to be, that takes you the rest of the way that your athleticism won't. So the fact that he is also daring, he's a daredevil. Because to take that spot from Logan, you got to have a nice set of balls, bro. Because Logan was high up there. And he landed clean on him. But Logan took care of him. Isn't it crazy to see Logan Paul becoming, right before our eyes, a legitimate WWE performer? You like that they referenced that slam as the black hole slam, and I like that they said the jelly to belly. KSI took that same spot, correct? I wouldn't mind Jelly having another match either. Like him more than Logan Paul. Charles getting decked by Cena. Oh my God, that was my favorite moment of the year. How could I forget? You're right. Yeah. He did sell that. He did sell that. You're right. He was wrestling with a broken pinky. That's crazy. Crazy to see a celebrity take an L for sure. I was excited for that Punk and Cena match, but they should have just let that match play out with no interference. I get he was a heel, but damn, yep, I agree. Logan sold that chokeslam from Jelly Roll pretty great. I like that Jelly got pinned because it shows that not every celebrity walking through is going to get the upper hand or get the automatic win. It keeps things unpredictable. It keeps things fresh. And it keeps things honest. Jelly Roll is not athletic. You could see it in the match. You could tell. He's lost a lot of weight, but he is still very stiff. And he took some nice bumps. And Logan sold really well for him, as did, everyone else in that match. But the best part is that they made it just realistic enough within the WWE universe for us to have enjoyed it. Do I like Prime? It's alright. You don't know what it is? Nah, it's just the fact that he comes from YouTube and stuff. But Logan Paul is a beast, man. That guy, he's just talented. As much as I don't really care to, give him his flowers, and I don't really follow him all like that. The guy is very much a WWE performer now. So guys, I'm gonna challenge you guys. Did you say we're getting a draft next month? For what? Some celebs can work in the WWE, but most don't. Luckily, we didn't get a Cardi B interference in a match. Johnny Knoxville's match is kind of hands down the best. Yes. You're right, Christian. You're right. No. There's a WWE draft next month? Cardi B was super cringy, bro. Oh my God, get ready to fight. Let's go. Summerslam 290 event. Special occasion. Let's go. So I'm going to challenge you guys. What match outside of, don't mention CM Punk, don't mention Cody Rhodes, don't mention the TLC match. What was your favorite match of the night, excluding the ones I just picked? That's the challenge. You can't pick any of the matches I mentioned. Triple threat match? Why, Christian? Roman Reigns match leader? Why? Fadi says steel cage? Why? I want to know why. Don't care for Cardi, can't name a song? Yeah, I agree. Lyra and Becky, AJ and Dom. Good picks. Why? I want you guys to tell me why those matches stuck out to you outside of the ones that I listed. Nah, the WWE hasn't announced a draft. CM Punk versus Gunther. I said excluding CM Punk. You can't mention them. Okay, got you, Fadi. Okay. So you like the steel cage environment? You like that? That's nice. That's a good pick. Becky and Lyra was a banger. It was. They actually did really good, despite me not being too thrilled about it. They opened up in a good way, and I'm happy. You felt satisfied? Bro, Roman Reigns soared in the sky. I thought he almost got killed. That match was really good. Becky's theme is good too, yep. The spots Lyra and Becky, yes, they were. They were. Roman Reigns made the... Yes. You're right. Roman Reigns made his match good. He almost cleared them. Roman was ready. He was trying to jump home. He almost got that Mania 25 Taker treatment. I guess I'll go with the triple threat because of how big of a heel Naomi is becoming each time. I love that match too. I heard Becky might debut a new theme. She did, Spencer. She did at WrestleMania. The women's tag title was actually... Yes, it was. That was a good match too. You're talking about the... So that one, the crowd took a bit to get into, and we didn't even mention that one. The crowd was a little out of it when that match kind of started, but they were able to get everyone involved, man. Once everybody got locked in, and that last, like, 20% of the match, they really stepped it up. Bronson wearing shoes around his neck was funny. You think Roman still has the same popularity? Yes, he does. They're not using him in a big storyline right now. That's why you probably feel like he's kind of like... I wish Alistair and Damian were on the card. Me too. Me too. Yeah, Roman's huge, man. He jumped pretty crazy. What are your thoughts on YouTube requiring people to show ID to prove they're over 18? Oh, wow. I didn't know that was an actual thing. That's pretty crazy, actually. I guess that's pretty good, right? Make sure that everybody stays on point. Wearing the shufala. That's what Bronson called it? Oh, that is actually hilarious. I will say that my biggest disappointment going into SummerSlam was that I wasn't excited for Roman Reigns in a match. Yeah, I enjoyed the match and I had a good time with it and they did good overall, but it was the first time in a long time that I went into a pay-per-view with Roman in it where I didn't feel super excited for him being involved. He called himself the Tribal Thief. Oh, wow, that's funny. I didn't even know that. I like the little gesture, Alexa. Yes. That is a cool gesture. By the way, Straight Edge, happy birthday, man. Bro, Roman has some big-ass feet. I saw those shoes around Bronson's neck, and he has a big chest, and I was like, damn, he has some big-ass feet. Nah, bro, if I'm walking down the alley and I see a guy flying at me like Roman, that's GG's. Bro, it's over. There's nothing we could do about that. I hope the developer I saw at SummerSlam on screen was taking notes. Man, they ain't gonna add none of the stuff that we saw, like the crazy stuff. One thing that they should add to these games from SummerSlam and all the PLEs is like the title presentation. I feel like they don't really add the presentation from the championships. And the way that they really get handled in real life. Yeah, Drewski was real cool with the promos. I agree. Drewski had a good intro. They did a good intro for Drewski. Drewski did a good intro for WWE. It didn't feel cringe. It didn't feel forced. He actually delivered on it. And it's funny, you guys hear me saying a lot of actually, because I don't know how I was going to feel about SummerSlam overall. I did catch up while I was sick, like the last couple days that I started feeling a little better. I was able to watch some wrestling because I was away from it for a little bit. And the fact that I was able to catch up just in time to know like all the stuff that I had missed out pretty much. I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy the show. And I ended up walking away having a very good time this weekend. And forgetting for a split second that I was sick even. I just wish I would have recorded my Brock Lesnar reaction. It would have, I think it could have gone viral if I'm honest, the way that I reacted. It was pretty impressive the way that I cleared my bed. I almost felt like it was insane. Hope Bobby Lashley comes back. Man, Bobby Lashley. I miss Bobby Lashley. I know that he's in AEW and he's done good with the Hurt Syndicate over there. The presentation for them is nice. But I wanted Bobby Lashley to be a single superstar. That's why I was kind of hoping for him to go to TNA so he could be in the main event. I want Shelly and Saban in singles division. Ooh. Wrestling can be a good medicine. You're right. You're right. I really wanted to see Lashley get his time as a WWE champ and an actual match with Brock Lesnar, but they never had the match that we all anticipated and wanted. It was annoying. I had a crazy reaction with Brock as well. My friend, we sat like forward on the couch in shock, saying no effing way. Yeah, that was cool, man. That was fun. That's something that I'll definitely walk away remembering over the weekend. The Seth Rollins cash-in was beautifully executed. We had some good matches, some good moments. I wish I would have captured it, Almighty. I didn't go live during the show because I was watching the show laying down. Like, I've muted my mic a couple times throughout the stream now to cough and drink because my throat, I have a cough right now. I'm still recovering from being sick. And my energy just was kind of on the lower side. So I was just watching it like chilling, you know? Like, I wasn't really talking. I reacted and I talked with Erica a little bit, my wife. But I wasn't like gonna sit there however many 3-4 hours or whatever reacting and talking and, you know, what we do during the live watch along. So it was hard for me to even consider streaming during the PLE. But after the show ended, Brock Lesnar's return, I was like, man, we gotta go live and talk about this. I met John Moxley after one of the Chicago shows. I stayed out at the arena after the show for an hour, and the arena's pretty low. Oh, wow. Bobby Lashley 08 was dope. He was. They're good wrestlers. They are. I just, again, the way I started the stream, I kind of want to circle back to that conversation to see how you guys feel about it. I wish they put AAA on Peacock. I don't want to watch on YouTube. Oh yeah, they're going to do that on YouTube for free. How do you guys feel about Brock Lesnar being back? That's how we're going to end the stream. How do you feel about Brock Lesnar being back in WWE? You needed some chill time and to relax. At least you got your feeling up to stream afterwards. Yeah, GTS. That is true. I'm happy that we were able to hang out and talk about Summerslam this weekend because it was cool. I was speechless. The Beast. I was so shocked. Brock Lesnar's theme hit. And I just lost it, man. I legit lost it. I mean, that shit got me so hyped that here I am streaming about it. Let me pull this up. Where's it at? Hold on, let me see. I don't know why it's not showing up here. Oh, here it is. Let's overanalyze this, shall we? All right, so I thought it was funny that John Cena's looking like super sad. He's just looking around and like this whole like, thank you, Cena. And out of nowhere, bro, the music hit. We got Brock Lesnar. I was losing my shit when I saw the big banner. Cowboy Brock is back looking like a freaking stud. Staring a hole into John Cena. Goes into the ring. Well, goes to ringside first, walks around, looking at him. We don't know what we're going to get. It was just, look at that, guys. That is amazing. He's taking off his shirt. He's looking super swole. I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a freaking rhino. He looks crazy, bro. Goes in. Let me see. There he is. Immediately goes to carry John freaking Cena. Look at this. Look at that crowd reaction. Look at everybody. Look at this. Look at this. Insane moment. Where were you when Brock Lesnar came back in 2025 to freaking wreck John Cena on his farewell tour? Shit. Hair does look good. The way he looked up to the entrance, yeah, man. Yep. I slammed the TV remote when Lesnar's song hit. Cena got 2014 flashbacks. 2012 too. My shirt was off when Brock came out. Not gonna lie. I'm glad and happy. He just has this aura. That theme hits and he shows up, bro. It's like looking at the Grim Reaper. You called it. Brock is coming back. That's crazy. It seems he's not guilty. I mean, he was... I don't know. I'm not going to get into all that. He was going through some stuff for sure. I hope they add him, but you know they ain't going to do that. I could take Brock for real. Book the match. I thought Cena was calling for early retirement. It looked like it. Brock being back is cool. Glad he got his shit worked out and can do what he loves again. Yup. Brock's gonna tenderize Cena just like he would get him before. When Punk wins the title again, it's gonna be a movie. That was such a dope moment when he won for a second. His files is in the game. Yeah. All they gotta do is port him over, unlock him. You know, he's there. I don't think they're gonna do that though. That's just my prediction. Fifo says Brock Lesnar being involved in the case was a work. What? What does that even mean? Doesn't even make sense. It's funny because now August 31st we got the show Clash in Paris. I'm definitely gonna try to stream that one. I want to be live streaming that one, even though that's it, man. SummerSlam was the last. Oh no, I mean we are gonna get Survivor Series. That's funny. They showed John Cena like looking into the crowd, like taking a mental picture. Oh, I see the Lesnar shirts. Brock Lesnar got 3 new shirts. That's funny. Look at this already. They're trying to make that money. Brock Lesnar. Look at this. Look at his shirt. Watch. Hold on. So it says the Beast is back. New year, new Beast, it says there. 2025. Here comes the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And then just the logo. They put that up really quick. You know, now he's probably going to autograph some cards too. And they'll probably do some moments cards released. Roman Reigns got a shirt that says Yeet TC. That's funny. I don't care what anybody says, man. John Cena going heel gave me this hug right here. Look at that shirt. I would love to have this shirt. I would definitely get that shirt. WWE needs to make better t-shirts for some people, yeah. Guys, we're 1 like away from 30. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I did see the Battlefield 6 trailer. I did see the gameplay. I know the Battlefield beta is this week. I'm going to try it out. I don't know what happened to Trout. He came in and left. What up, Mason? Sammy's going to take the title from Rollins? Ugh. He got into Fort Moose hunting? Man, Brock is crazy. How many times will Brock F5 Nick Aldis? Oh, that'll be nuts. Nick Aldis, imagine if he gets back in the ring. I knew some bullshit was up yesterday when CM Punk wasn't leaving the ring. Well, he was kind of crying and stuff, you know? I win that shit, I'm dashing out. Same. You can't stick around the ring, man. Shirts go for like 35, 40 bucks. Am I getting NBA 2K26? My boy Stunner wants to get it, and me and him game shirt, but I want to take a break, bro. I want to take a break. I don't want to play NBA this year. I want to play some other games that are coming out. I do want to stream on my other channel collecting games, guys. I've told you about my other channel collecting games. I'm still going to stream over there. I'm going to be doing LWF. If you guys aren't following my LWF YouTube channel, make sure you guys follow LWF so you guys could see those streams when they come. I feel like crap, man. I feel worn out already. I was already gassed out, but I was so hyped that I wanted to really share this moment with you guys and talk about Brock Lesnar, talk about Summerslam. I think we covered just about every match, even if it was just an honorable mention. My favorite moment of the entire weekend is still Brock Lesnar, for sure, returning. It really gave me all the vibes. Up there, I would go ahead and say Seth Rollins cashing in. My favorite match of the weekend was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I also liked the Gunther and CM Punk. I liked the TLC match. I liked all the matches except the ones that I told you I didn't like, which Tiffany Stratton match, Forgetful. That was like super underwhelming. Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn, underwhelming. And cage match was alright. Dom and AJ Styles I thought was going to be a little bit better. I thought they were going to go a little harder. It was more of a nostalgia match with Eddie Guerrero highlights, which is cool for like the entertainment element, but I thought they were going to put a bigger banger. The biggest surprise was probably Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. I enjoyed that match a little bit more than I thought. You guys want to follow me on my other social medias, you could check the Discord description. You could join Discord, you could join I have a variety of stuff. Hold on, I got you. Collecting games. No, that's not the link. Hold on. That's not the link. I just noticed it's wrong. Hold on. There. I just confirmed. Yep, that's it right there. Collecting games. That's it. So overall, I don't even know what to give the whole SummerSlam weekend. All I can say is that I had fun watching it. I enjoyed being a spectator. I enjoyed being wrong about some of the matches that I thought were going to be bad, and I wish that the ones that I thought were going to be good would have been better. I'm just glad Lyra and Becky's done. I agree. Even though I enjoyed it for what it was, I'm glad that shit's over. Need to get in an apartment so I can maybe afford. When do the wrestling game streams start? I'm not sure, but I'm still getting them. I picked up a few games this past week. Like I got 2K20 finally on physical. Because I already had a digital, but I got a physical. I got 2K17 physical as well. Last streamed a month ago. Yeah, I stream and drop videos randomly occasionally since I upload here so much. Yeah, the hands tied moves were pretty impressive. Or I thought it was a good SummerSlam. I was satisfied. Yep, one of the best ones for sure. I give it a 9. Hey, that's fine by me. That's a good rating. That's a good rating. Guys, I love y'all. Have a great week. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown is going to be huge. We got Clash in Paris soon. I hope to be streaming that. And I'm going to definitely stream WWE 2K25 as well this week. Hopefully we get some more updates. Maybe they surprise us with Brock Lesnar. I want to hold my breath. We're still waiting to see what happens with Nikki Bella Goldberg rumors. We're not getting a DLC till September. It's looking like a rough month for WWE 2K. So let's see what they end up giving us. Have a great night. I hope you had fun here chatting it up and discussing wrestling. I always love doing this with you guys. So we're going to be doing a lot more of this. Yeah. In closing, it was a good show. Thank you, GTS. Thank you. Yeah, I'm ending the stream because I'm looking at, like, I've already been live over an hour and a half. I already feel exhausted. I feel drained as is. I gotta take some meds, and I gotta get some rest. So, peace out, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for showing up and the well wishes. I appreciate it. Peace. Oh, and happy birthday, Straight Edge. Happy birthday.